Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us for a special edition of CBS News Detroit at 7. I'm your man, Ronnie Slam Duncan. Tonight we're going to be talking about the American Basketball Hall of Fame as they get ready to announce its 2022 and 2023 Hall of Fame classes tomorrow in Detroit. And if you don't know about the American Basketball Hall of Fame, you better ask somebody. They honor basketball players, men and women from all walks of the game, from the high school hardwood to the hood. I'm talking the legends, overseas, and players. That's the hall just doesn't honor college basketball players and NBA players, and it all dates back to 2019. Yeah, they hosted their inaugural class. Man, you talk about a name. How about George Blaha, the former Detroit Piston John Long, Benny Johnson. Then you got Maryland legend Howard White and the Fab Five, members of the local Detroiters, and of course, my man, Mr. Jalen Rose. Now, joining us now to talk more about it and why it is the American Basketball Hall of Fame, he's a former Harlem Globetrotter. You can see he is a sharp dresser. He's LaMont ShowBoat Robinson. Man, you can't wait till tomorrow. You had to sort of get the basket out and let a few eggs hatch, right?
A few eggs hatch, just a few.
Man, how fun is this when you talk about putting this together each and every year and not forgetting those who sometime the Hall of Fame has forgotten? I'm going to tell you something about this cat here. He has been nominated more times for the Naismith Hall of Fame than anybody. It's a world record. He's in the Guinness Book. But you said to yourself, they may not put me in, but I can find a hall that can put people like me in and others. Tell me why and why you came up with this.
Of course, basketball has just grown leaps and bounds over the last 5 years. And, everybody's not going to get into Naismith.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create something that could kind of offset it to where you would have another chance to shine at the highest light. Men and women, and you got guys that were just great street ball players, or playground legends, we call them, and guys that were junior college All-Americans or NAIA All-American or HBCU.
Absolutely.
And these guys are just legends where they come from, and I just felt compelling to have something for them. And those also in the NBA as well.
And it is a global sport. A lot of times when people think about the great Akeem the Dream Olajuwon, they talk about Dikembe Mutombo. You and I know that there are other players in the continent of Africa we have never heard about here in the United States who are just as good but never got that shot. One thing you and I talk about, and we can agree, everybody in the league can play. Everybody in the league doesn't get the minutes. Explain.
Well, it's just like you said, it's just impossible for everybody to get the minutes. You got guys like Antoine Joubert, who was Mr. Basketball here in Detroit, one of the Michigan. He opened the door for the Michigan Fab Five. Had a great career over in Europe. Guys like him we're looking at. You got tweeners in the NBA. Can he go into Naismith? Can he not? And the Lord blessed us to be able to have the American Basketball Hall of Fame.
Let's talk about the American Basketball Hall of Fame and what we can expect tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and tell us where it's going to happen and what's going to happen, who's going to be there. I mean, I understand you got a cookie monster coming all the way. Used to be Miss Basketball in the state of Indiana, became the all-time leading women's scorer in basketball, of course, at Cincinnati, the one and only Cheryl Cook.
Cheryl Cook, who, numbers speak for herself. That's where the great Oscar Robinson played.
That's right.
And she went there, and just a phenomenal player. She's going to join us tomorrow. We got some other sneak surprises. But one of the things is that the coach from Oakland, he doesn't get the credit. He is the most winningest active coach in the country, and that's Coach Campy.
Coach Campy is going to be inducted into
Yes, sir. I'll let that one out the back. I'll let that one out the back.
But that's okay.
Also, we got another guy by the name of Mr. Piston. Isaiah Thomas is going to be inducted.
Look at that name of individuals that you got there, 2023. Go down the list of the individuals that we see there. You don't have to talk with the last person at the bottom, but if you look at the individuals that you have there, man, you have a list. Grandmama is on your list, Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson. Also, we just talked about Miss Cook. Bobby Grun. He started a team that I played on called the Harlem Road Kings, which was the parallel to the Globetrotters back in the day. Also, we got Big Mike. Mike played with Hardaway at UTEP. We got Dana Joubert, who's related to Antoine Joubert, the judge. She's going to be inducted. We got Dennis Hobson, who was the third pick in the NBA draft.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Chicago. Yeah, went to Ohio State.
That's right.
All-time leading scorer. We got another guy that went to Inkster. His name is Alvin Bo Dukes, 5'7".
Oh man, come on, Alvin Dukes is
Alvin
one of
Bo
them
Dukes.
legends, baby.
Playground legend. And then you got your guy down there, Tom Izzo. What do you say about him? Tom Izzo is Mr. Basketball. He has a lot of respect around the country, just global. Coach Campion, then the one and only, somebody I've been knowing for 25 years, that's always knocking it out the park, Mr. Ronnie Duncan.
Hey,
You're
thanks,
going
man.
in. You're going in, Ronnie. I appreciate
it. You do something that's special, that sometimes touches the hearts of people that have been forgotten. You played for the Globetrotters. You can talk geese, you can talk goose, you can talk Lou Dunbar.
Meadowlark Lemon.
And Meadowlark Lemon. You played with all of those guys, man.
I lived with Meadowlark for about 8 years. He taught me the art form of comedy basketball. I played 28 years. I traveled to over 100 countries. I played.
You only speak one language.
Well,
but you know what the language is?
What's that?
Basketball, baby.
Played in the 3,500 games, and I'm just so proud to be able to store this on others, man. This is our 5th class. We were down right after 2019 because of the pandemic, and what we did was we decided to do virtual. We did 2 virtual classes, posthumous. Wilt Chamberlain, some other greats. You go to our website and check it out. But I'm just so happy that this is coming, and people like yourself.
Look at that, man. Back in the day, looking like Dirk Gable.
That was back in the day, yeah. We was in Kentucky that night. Never forget that, yeah.
You know what, when I talk about you and number 31, 531, of course, is my mother's address there in Baltimore. So your 31 is always going to be on me, and 31 is the number I always play with a 5 in front of it when I do play the number. Why was 31 your number?
Well, there was a guy by the name of Doc Rivers.
Oh, boy, there
Doc
you go.
Rivers wore 31, and I thought he was a great player. We both came out in 1980, and I was wearing 32 because my hero was Dr. J.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'll tell you what. Doc Rivers is wearing 31 at Marquette. I'm going to wear 31. So.
What do you want to do with this when we speak of the American Basketball Hall of Fame? What are your big goals and visions?
Ronnie, what I like to do is build a state-of-the-art facility.
Okay.
It would bring jobs here to the city of Detroit, Metro Detroit. I like to have a youth center on there where we can have basketball tournaments, camps, clinics. AAU has just grown leaps and bounds throughout the country. I like to have that, and just a showcase. And, we got the women in here. We're not excluding the women. We're not excluding the women, and, Detroit is the place. I know we talk about Harlem, we talk about the Rucker, but at one time, in the 90s, there were 40 ball players playing in the NBA in Metro Detroit.
Wow.
Nobody talks about that, So this is still a hotbed for basketball, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
You love the game. The game is loving you back, man.
I love it.
And we just thank you for everything.